Welcome back, Pouring Nation. Today, I have two surprises for you. The first surprise is I'm going to try and do an under the sea pour. We're going to try it with a cloud pour, a pearl cells pour, a straight pour, and a tree ring pour, all in the same art piece right here. The second thing is I've teamed up with 7 other amazing acrylic pour artists. Now, each of these gentlemen do acrylic pouring a little bit unique, and I want to introduce you to them. And to do so, we have decided to collaborate, and each one of us is going to do a video this Saturday. During the premiere time of that video, each one of us is going to be available to answer questions and just interact with the audience. I'm right in the middle, so I'm hoping that you've seen the previous videos. If you haven't, I will link them in the description below. The next person up is Garrick Brown from Garrick Brown Art Studios. Now, I was introduced to Garrick from Instagram. I love the color that he uses in his pours. It was his blooms that really drew me in, and lately he's been doing chameleon pours, but I really enjoy Garrick's work. And to top it off, he has the most amazing soothing voice, so it's kind of like an ASMR and acrylic pouring all in one. So definitely check him out. I will link in the description below and in a card at the end of this video. So let's get into the pour. Okay, so as I mentioned before, we're going to do 4 pours techniques in one. Now, I have pre-colored the sides of my canvas. I don't like that I have leftover color and I don't really want to paint them later, so I've just done that before with my opaque. It's opaque because it has titanium white in it, but I added some phthalo blue also, so my light blue here. But 4 techniques in one. We're going to do the pearl cells, where we have some metallic pearl cells coming up from the outside. We're going to do the cloud pour. We've used some satin enamels in our white. Hopefully that will give us some beautiful clouds in the middle. We're going to do a ring pour and a straight pour. We're going to start with a straight pour and then kind of do the rings at the end. This is a 24 by 24 gallery wrapped canvas, which means we need about 29 ounces of paint. Now, how I got to that is I got the total square inches of the canvas, including the sides, divided that by about 25, and that gave me the number of ounces of paint. I do have a paint calculator, which I'll link in the description below, where you can just put in the size of your canvas, and it will tell it if you want it in grams or in ounces, tell it whether you have thin paint, thick paint, or regular paint, and it will tell you how much you need for a pour of that size. And what we're going to do is we're going to use most of this in a 16-ounce cup. And then I'm going to pour that in the center. Then we're going to put the remaining of the colored paints on the outside so that when we're pushing it over the sides, these paints are on the outside and get rolled over, and that's what's going to bring the pearl cells up. So the other thing that I want to try is to layer a little bit of white in between all the colors to kind of soften it up and kind of give it an ethereal type look, in addition to the cloud pour. So let's see how that works. We're going to start with a straight pour. And as we get closer to the end, so now I see my gold coming up again, so we'll go into a ring pour. Now, how we're going to get the pearl cells is we're going to put a bunch of the colors on the outside here. Now, I'm only going to torch once because I don't want to get the teeny tiny bubbles at the end. And I'm going to use my heat gun just to kind of spread out the heat. Now while we wait for those pearl cells to start popping up, you can kind of see the little bits coming up on the outside here. I just want to remind you that this is a collaboration with 7 other acrylic pour artists. Derek Brown Studio is next. The link is in the description below. Once you've seen them all, or if you missed the ones previous, I'll have all of those links in the description below. But let's get a close-up right now, and then we'll take you back in about half an hour when all these cloud pour cells and the pearl cells have kind of pulled themselves out. So I apologize in advance for the reflection. This is immediately after pouring. And see how it kind of, the white softens the colors as you put them in between and kind of makes them run into each other a little better. I'm really loving that look. Starting to get the gold cells here. Another beautiful piece of this is the ends kind of looks like it's spilled over. So one thing I didn't tell you before is the pouring medium for this is 1 part Floetrol, 1 part Liquitex pouring medium. And then the paints are mixed 1 part paint, 2 parts pouring medium, and then water to consistency. And the consistency was, it barely even made a mound and then integrated. So I'm hoping that these get a little bit bigger kind of on the outside. But these cloud cells are beautiful. Love them. So let's come back in a few minutes and I'll show you how it looks. So I'm going to do my review outside because I wanted the light that I can get from the sun here. I really love how bright and vibrant this ended up being. The pearl cells are a perfect accent on the outside here, especially these green ones. I love the gold. Only got a few of the blue and a few of the purple here. The green did kind of take over for the amount of paint I put right at the beginning, so be careful when you're doing a pour like this, especially with metallics, and make sure you get the colors you like. I really love the green. I kind of wanted to get under the sea vibes, and that definitely gives it to us. But I'm really pleased with this. In a few days I'll give it a varnish and really make it pop out even more with a gloss varnish, but otherwise I really love this. Don't forget to check out Derek Brown Art Studio, and I'll link to him here.